The views and opinions expressed on Live at the Barbershop are entirely those of the host, guest, and caller and do not reflect the opinions of Live at the Barbershop or its staff. Viewers' discretion is advised. The following podcast is intended for mature audiences only and contains adult content, graphic language, strong sexual content, and a whole lot of shit talking. So in other words, get your kids out the room.
Live at the Barbershop with your hosts, Misha J, Aaliyah, Black Republican, and those two crazy Caribbean guys from the Q&N show, Norris and Q. And now, the man of the hour, Mr. HNIC, Mr. Sleep When You're Dead, Hustle Now, the magnificent.
Yo, son. What's up with all that?
I was just trying to amp it up, you know, like...
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, I'm with that.
John, live at the Barbershop Podcast.
Welcome back, another Friday live at the Barbershop. We decided to turn this into the man cave today. So, and there's a reason for that. To be honest with you, last week it got heated. We had a multiple panel of male and females on, and we were talking about securing yourself as far as people getting married, relationship. It was a divided situation, but actually it wasn't divided. Actually, percentage-wise, it was more in agreement. Male and females. Had a small percentage of.
There was a 1%.
A 1%er. You know what I'm saying? But from that, the conversation just kept sparking and building. So we decided, we said, all right, look, let's spawn this off from that. So a lot of the fellas kept throwing ideas and different talks, and we said, all right, you know what? We got to put this together. Man cave. Hit all the females up, told them, I have the night off. Go enjoy yourself, okay? Yeah. So for us tonight, the discussion is a quick come up. Recently, Boosie, badass, his son, almost got in an entanglement. You know what I'm saying? So what happened, a young lady that he was dating said she was pregnant. And because of that now, she had to keep up with it. So the discussion tonight is basically educating yourself, preventing certain things, and getting your stuff correct. Getting your stuff right is what we had on the last episode, which is getting your stuff in order to make sure you can secure yourself from getting taken. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because nowadays everybody's on a quick lick. Everybody's on a quick come up. You know what I'm saying? And it's worse for them because his father has money, different things like that. So we got the panel on deck. We got a few guests, in-house guests that's not even guests, they family. And we're going to answer some questions from the family out there in what you call that?
YouTube land.
YouTube land, everything like that. So
Facebook land.
Without further ado, let's get it cracking. I'm your host for the night. My name is John. Sitting next to me is not Yo Man Q, it's Yo Man Madness from Tough Talk Miami. What up? We had to get you in here. You better have. I know he's going to chime in, so we'll make that happen. T was good. Next to him is Black IT. Black IT, what it be?
Yeah, took me from behind.
You know what I'm saying?
Behind the scenes.
I can't say Yo Q what it do. Like IT what it be. So
I'm here.
Let me introduce the rest of the panel on for tonight. Straight out of GA, all day, every day, my man Plus. What's up? Plus is in the building. What it do?
Straight out of GA.
Hey yo, you good?
What's going on?
All right.
He got that.
I hear that delay in the background.
Turn something down.
Yo, hold on.
I'm going to come back to you. Without further ado, I got my next man live on deck. G.A. Suge. Suge was in the building. Suge, what's good?
I'm here, man. I'm here. Chilling.
All day, every day. And last but not least, straight off a release. My man Black Republican is in the building. What's good? What's good? What's good?
What's up, Jay?
What up?
What's happening?
What up? Yo, tonight is going to be a heated discussion. We got to make it happen tonight. Hey, there's so many things on the table tonight that we got to go straight through on a lot of things. I have some sound bites that I want everybody to hear, just to make things clear, to divide it out, and then we're gonna make some random calls to a couple of heads that have been through certain little situations as well, and we want to hear some viewpoints from them. Anyone else in the family that want to chime in, feel free. Once again, the number to reach us at the barbershop is 954-998-6564. That's 954-998-6564. Without further ado, let's make it happen. I got something to play. Let me see something. Do me a favor. All right, I want y'all to hear something real quick.
According to the Center for Disease Control, children from fatherless homes account for 90% of all homeless and runaway kids, 71% of high school dropouts, and 63% of youth suicides. While you listen to me speak, you have to be wondering, what makes fathers so crucial? Honestly, the answer is complex and better explored by psychologists. What I can tell you is that the data unequivocally tells us fathers are vital, and yet laws and society undervalue their importance, making it harder for them to be in their children's lives. Even fathers underrate their own value. I know this data upsets a lot of mothers, me included. But advocating for fathers isn't about diminishing mothers. While children deserve both parents whenever possible, this crisis is specific to fathers. The occurrence of fatherlessness is epidemic. The effects are catastrophic, and the causes are male gender specific. Nearly 30 years ago, leading child psychologist Michael Lamb reminded us, fathers are the forgotten contributors to child development. Yet, researchers have found that children with involved fathers have stronger cognitive and motor skills, elevated physical and mental health, become better problem solvers, and are more confident, curious, and empathetic. Sadly, we've had this data for 30 years, and fatherlessness has only continued to rise during this time. The main contributors to fatherlessness are divorce and out-of-wedlock births. Every 13 seconds, someone in America gets divorced. That equates to almost 2.5 million divorces a year. Lucky me. Currently, more than 40% or 1.5 million babies are born out of wedlock each year in the US. And this brings me back to the first and most significant thing that my career has taught me about fatherhood. Family court is one of the critical places where fathers are disadvantaged, and this hurts kids.
Facts.
What's that?
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Wow. That's
So
Marilyn York, right?
that was a lawyer, a female lawyer, Marilyn York, speaking the truth. Okay? Speaking the truth. Because at the end of the day, we are the forgotten ones, the good ones. Because the unfortunate part of it, and I was having a discussion with some heads in New York just a couple of, like 2 weeks ago, is that the deadbeat ones don't get the headaches like we do. You understand what I'm saying? They don't get the headaches like we do. Now, here's the thing. Child support situation, we all know it's all over the place. It's an old system that need to be revamped. So tonight's segment all kind of spawned from multiple different things. I need you to play the next soundbite. So check this out. Now, Lil Boosie's situation is what kind of spawned this situation, because we spoke about this as far as men having to get yourself together, secure certain things, understand what you're up against, because that's why now the numbers are very low for men that are looking to get married, because we are the ones that end up paying the ultimate price at the end of the day. Play that for a minute.
Found out that ain't my son, baby. I'm not a grandpa. Oh, Lord, they done kidnapped somebody, baby, brought it down there like it's my grandchild. Oh, you're going down, baby. Oh! And where the company at who made the fake birth certificate, the fake test, to show me the fake test. Where's the company? I want your company. Who made the fake test and show me? I want your company, man. I want your company, man. You're making fake 99.9% tests. I want your company, bitch.
Oh man. So listen. Well, apparently this young lady went as far as and got the DNA paternity test. I'm looking right at it right now. It looks official. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It looks official. Yeah. So now she even went and got a baby. That's the thing about it. Actually went and got a baby in the whole 9 yards and got the family loving up the baby in the whole 9 yards. You got to ask yourself now, how far are you willing to take it? You know what I'm saying? But the bigger question to this is, what's the repercussions at the end of it? Can we lock her up?
Well,
they're not going to do that.
Anyone else? Am I right or wrong? Is anyone with me on this? Can we lock her up, or are we just going to laugh about this and just let it slide?
They're not going to do nothing.
Big Shug.
She gonna get a slap on the wrist.
That's what we figured.
That's all she's gonna get. She's gonna get a slap on the wrist. You know, to me, I think personally, they can sue, but who would they sue? Would they sue the company that came up with that report that says, you know, he's 99.9% the dad? Or can he sue her? You see what I'm saying? Because if he go after her, more than likely he ain't gonna get nothing, and she gonna get a slap on the wrist. Now, the company that provide that paperwork, now that's the company to go after. That's what I think.
Black IT.
That's the company to go after.
My bad. Black Republican. Too many blacks.
I'm like, what happened?
Republican. Let me ask you a question. Being as you deal with the graphic half of things. Hey,
hold on, man. I deal with that too.
I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Is that an easy thing to just whip up with all the seals or whatever? I've never had a DNA situation like that, so I don't know what an official paper looks like. So now it's not the whole thing. I don't know if it comes with seals and all these different things. So is that an easy thing to forge, to make up?
You can, if it's just a paper document, you can do that. If there's no like raised seal or foil or a special type of paper, you can easily do that. All you need is a copy of someone else's, and then you just alter the information. Okay. Now, if they got a doctor's signature on there, then that they can hold them for that. But if it's an official paper release with documents, because a lot of documents will have its own identity code on the paperwork. Now, if that identity code is linked into their system, then it's an official document. If that identity code goes nowhere, then it's altered or it's faked or, you know what I mean, it's bogus. But anyone can do that. If you got any kind of Photoshop skills or whatever the case is, you can easily do that. All you need to know is you have an official document and you just mock it up to look just like it. You know what I'm saying? And you print it from there.
So now that could be a situation where it's not an actual company that did it. She and her friends whipped it up. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day,
maybe.
But
here's the thing: if it's coming from an official like mailing address or anything like that, you get what I'm saying, or they actually got something where it's in a sealed envelope with a stamp or whatever the case is, then then he can go after them because it's an official document. But if it's not, then they doctored that, and what can end up happening now because of Boosie's status, if he does go after that company and is doctored, that company now can go after the girl. You get what I'm saying? Because she put their name in it. You know what I'm saying? And then FBI and feds and all of that can get involved because it's identity theft, posing as someone else. You know what I mean? All of that is involved.
That could be. That's a good one. That's a good point right there. So, all right, majority of us in here are fathers, except Black Republic. So, for us, we can understand the severity part of it of the child support situation, the laws, and how when you go to court. Someone made a point out the other day. I don't know how many. All right, so plus, not putting anybody's business out there. So if I'm going too far on the edge, just let me know. But I know for me, I had to go to court. Multiple. I literally just lived outside the courtroom. I just camped out. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense to go home at a point. So seriously, because every time I left, I got another letter to come back. So you know what I mean? So
I'm with you.
So at the end of the day, the one thing I heard from somebody that someone pointed out, and they said, when you go to court, you don't have no say. Like you can't say anything, right? And your lawyer will always, if you make some sort of noise or what the hell, or you say something like from what you're hearing that's going on, your lawyer will kick you under the table and say, shh, don't upset the judge. Don't upset the judge. You understand what I'm saying? The reason being for all of that is because what I found out or learned throughout this whole system is that nothing really is law. It's the personal situation with that individual sitting up on that podium right there, that judge.
You need to appeal that.
So you can walk in today and like Pimp C would say, you gonna smell my cologne. The thing with it, if that judge don't like what you smell like, look like, it's a wrap. If he's an advocate for just females, it's a wrap. So have anyone else experienced that situation?
Y'all hear me good now? We good?
Yeah,
we hear you.
All right, I'm gonna let Plus go on first. Go ahead.
I've seen the opposite.
Yeah,
because I only had to go once, and I walked in like after it's like the end of, all right, we gonna do this right. Like I just walked in like, hey, whatever y'all want me to do, right? And I saw the opposite. Like they're looking at me like they couldn't even believe it that we was there together to handle that. And it was so shocking. It's like they had to tell her, hey, hold on, do you know what you're doing? Like they're talking her into like why y'all talking the foolishness into her right now? We're here together. It's kind of like they had to let her know that they still had to make it look like we were fighting.
Right. You know why? In the state of Georgia? You know why?
It was in Florida. It was in Florida.
But I was in Florida. Okay. Because I was gonna say in the state of Georgia, it's a little different. You know, up there, the judges get that ooh wee.
Yeah.
All of them do. All of them do. Don't get it twisted. All of them do.
And it's from what I heard, I think it's easier up here for us because up here they don't care if it's male or female. It's whatever, like you said, do we?
Yeah.
Everybody gets paid.
Whoever they're getting the ooey from up here, that's who the state care about. Like, all right, cool. The other person gonna get it, so we get the ooey from that person.
Right. That's all. That's it. That's the thing. The thing that's on the top that says family court is just a sign. That's all it is. They don't care nothing about family. Nothing. Big Sur, go ahead.
Yeah, I think in my case, my lawyer told me right from the jump, he said, look, don't say nothing. Speak if you're spoken to. If the judge asks you a question, then you speak. Other than that, let me do the speaking. So when I went into court, I think, my ex-wife at the time was more of, she wanted to hear me speak because she thought it was going to be like a back and forth thing between me and her,
right?
Which would only, make me look bad. So, being that I'm not that type of person, even though my lawyer told me not to speak, I know how the outcome was going to be anyway, because if it was up to her, knowing that she had the advantage and everything is geared towards the female when it comes to child support and that court order and visitation and all that. I think, you know, being that my lawyer gave me that heads up, it was a good heads up for me. But at the same time, I think she was expecting something different. She was kind of expecting me to just blow up to show my butt, just so that the judge can say, you know what, I ain't giving you nothing, no visitation. This is how much you're gonna pay, and just throw the book at me. You see what I'm saying? Right. And you know, it kind of turned out that way. Originally, it turned out that way, but in the long run, you know, I feel like advantage me. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Just because of me not meeting her expectations, and her expectation was just for me to come to court, blow up, show my butt, and the judge to give her all the advantage, you know, and say, hey, I ain't giving you nothing, even though at the time you were a soldier, you're going overseas. Don't worry about it. He ain't gonna get nothing. You take the kids. You got parent, you know, full custody and all this. So my lawyer at the time was like, hey, don't say nothing. Let me talk. If you open your mouth, trust me.
But that's crazy. That's crazy when you think about it. It's like, again, it's like we don't have any rights. We don't have any say. You understand what I'm saying? It's like they feed you all this about being a man. You see what I'm saying? Like, all right, check the hook and bait. And I'm gonna get to the rest of y'all. Hook and bait when you first start date, right? Female tell you, she looking for a man. I need a man's man. You know what I'm saying? So you come out the gate, rah, alpha male. You know what I'm saying? Come out there. Then when you start being an alpha male, oh,
too much.
This guy's too controlling. You know what I'm saying? You're not my daddy. You're not this. You're not that. Okay? All right. Then now you're trying to kind of tame it down a little bit. So now she either trying to put you in the simp, put you on the simp bus, or she's demasculating you so much that you don't even know what bus. You just walking around in circles. You know what I'm saying? So now at a certain point now, she's not happy anymore. I'm just not happy no more because you're either not masculine enough, too masculine, you're what, metrosexual now or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's so confused. These modern day women nowadays, it's so confused. They don't even know what they want themselves. So now they got you in a whirlwind also that you lose yourself. And then now, you know where it ends up? Court. So now everything you worked for, now, mind you, you were happy up until this point. You were still cooling. Because most men don't, you know what I'm saying? You're laughing, you're smiling, well, Black Republican, I'm not too sure. Yeah. But the rest, you know what I'm saying? The rest of us are smiling. Even when they tell us, I'm not happy. You look and say, not happy about what? I'm just not happy. I'm not happy with my life. I'm not happy with this. I'm not happy with that. You know what it is? A lot of stuff that they see on TV, a lot of the things that they see on social media, some of them don't acquire it. They want this. They want the material items. I want the Benz. I want the Gucci, the Louis, the Fendi, the this, the that. You know what I'm saying? And you're sitting here like, yeah, but that still don't make you happy. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of times when they tell you they're not happy and I want a divorce, they go, still ain't happy. You know what I'm saying? But they fail to realize the kids, they don't care about that half of it. You understand what I'm saying? So when you look at it now and you go to court and you do all this thing, you're saying to yourself, this really don't make sense. The whole system don't make sense. I have to go now and get a marriage license to get handcuffed. But when it's time to break, I don't need a license for that. You know what I'm saying? I don't need a license for that. I could just give me the money.
License got revoked.
You don't need it. That's it. Basically, a person just has to tell you, I'm not happy. And boom, irreconcilable differences or your head too big or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, all that work, all that time, and all the effort that you put in amounts to nothing. You see what I'm saying? So now you got to ask the number one question. Does it pay to get married? As a male, does it pay to get married? Now, Big Sugar, I know, you got remarried. I applaud.
I did it.
You did.
Not
Black
that you're gonna go through. You still go through the same headache, though. I mean, you just gotta. It's like anything else. You gotta learn how to manage it. You see what I'm saying?
And that's the thing, because no one said it was going to be easy. We understand that, but we hear most men are in for the long haul. Most men are in for the long haul. There's not too many men that get up and say, "Yo, I'm not happy because she bought me the wrong thing last week." You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Most dudes can flash it off and keep it moving. So long as you keep yourself somewhat up to, you know what I'm saying? You don't come out looking crazy, most dudes would ride it out. You understand what I'm saying? Now going to the other fellas, dealing with the court. Oh my gosh. Hold up. See my man trying to jump in. Hold up. Tough talk. Yo, what up?
Press 1.
Yo, T.
Yo.
What up? Oh man, you couldn't even wait, huh? I said I was gonna call you, Playboy.
Okay.
No. You in. I was just about to ask everyone a question. Well, hold on the line 1 minute. You can stay on the line. But I was asking the rest of the panel right now, as far as going to court, their experience with dealing with the judge and not being able to speak up for themselves when it comes to either child support or divorce or anything like that. So go ahead.
For me, my situation was different. Everything worked out in my favor. I had a bomb-ass attorney. She went in. I didn't have to. Yeah, female. I had to have a female.
Definitely.
2 dudes, it wasn't gonna work out. It wasn't gonna work out. But yeah, she went in and pretty much like annihilated this thing, man. I was this was back in 2012. The courts was changing it. Got a book coming out, so I'm not gonna give y'all all the details, but I'll drop a little bit here, right? So in 2012, you pretty much had to be abused by the woman ultimately for the courts to rule in your favor. Other than that, it wasn't gonna happen.
Right.
Me, I wasn't abused, but she was neglectful when it came to my son. This is my oldest. He'll be 18 on the 27th.
All right.
But how is it? When we got in there, tensions was high because they're looking at it like, how can we stick dad with something? Give him a bill, right? And see, somebody had a show recently they wanted me to do on child support. I'm like, I've never been on child support. I can't speak on that.
Okay.
However, I was awarded child support back in 2012. I haven't seen 1 cent.
All right.
See how the courts work.
But let me ask you now. With that now,
yeah.
Was her license revoked or anything like that? Nope. Garnished any wages?
Nope.
Did she go to jail?
Nope.
Facts.
Nope.
Facts.
Nope.
See what I'm saying?
Dudes get locked up all the time.
All the time. I've seen dudes on my job, they come.
Paychecks getting devoured.
Or they get stopped and don't realize that their stuff is suspended. And I've seen females go to try and I was doing something for somebody. I overheard a female talking and she's trying to get the dude locked up. Dude just lost his job. And he told her, yo, give me a minute, I'm trying to find care. Told the lawyer, get him locked up, get his license revoked. And I'm sitting there saying to myself, I don't even want to get involved because she's not really talking to me. But I really would love to tell her, look, shorty, you getting him locked up is not getting you the money.
Hell no. How you gonna want to be locked up?
You so vindictive. It's like, yo, you're not even thinking. And that's the problem.
When me with my thing, once it started going left for her, she started spazzing out on the judge, man. Then we didn't have to say shit. Me and my attorney both just let her
do a thing.
Let it happen, man.
Do a thing.
She's gonna bear herself right now.
But see, I had a similar situation, and they called the judge an imbecile. And I was waiting. I was up in my hand like, oh, wait. Like you like, yo, he about to hit them with it. The judge said, that's your opinion. I said, what? And then the judge said to me, he asked me something. I said, oh, it's in your docket. If you looked in your docket, you would have seen it. Man said, don't take that tone with me. You don't take that tone with me. I said, oh, shit. Are you serious? Like, yo, she just called you an imbecile and you Nothing. I said, look at your docket and you going nuts, man. I tell you what time it is. It's crazy. What about you? Anything? You good?
I'm good.
He lucked out. See, he lucked out. You know what I'm saying?
No, but remember now, but you got to think about it. If there's anybody after the whole Me Too movement and all this extra stuff that was brought in by these celebrities to protect themselves, because they were doing a whole power shift situation. Any man that's in power has to walk on eggshells when it comes down to anything that has to do with females. You get what I'm saying? Whether it's a management situation, whether you are in the corporate scene, any of that stuff, whether you're in law, they all got to walk on eggshells. You get what I'm saying? So now the issue with it is that there's a lot of women in a lot of political power, like say for lawyer, you know what I mean, politicians, other things like that. These women are walking with a lot of things. So now when they, any little thing say, oh, he looked at me wrong. You know, he looked at me and I felt like I was, like violated or whatnot. Next thing you know, this man's getting fired by the company because the company doesn't want to deal with that. You know, oh my God, we don't want a Me Too movement situation. Just find somebody else. He fired just because she said something. You get what I'm saying? So now that's falling into place when it comes down to the divorce situations too, because now everyone's calling crying wolf now. Oh, you know, I was abused. Look at that whole Amber Heard situation. She got dumb money, and she playing like, oh my God, I was this, I was that, I was it. And then the real story, she was a monster.
So she's broke now.
But she was trying to play. A lot of women in the celebrity scene was coming after her because they were saying that she's ruining the Me Too, like she killed the Me Too opportunities for what she did.
I don't mean to cut you. T, you still there, right?
Guess not.
T,
yeah, I'm still here.
All right, I'm gonna let you jump in. I was gonna say something, I'm gonna let you jump in. I don't want to have you on hold for too long. Go ahead. Say your piece.
Well, I came in the middle, but I'm trying to catch up with y'all. So you're talking about the whole Me Too movement, right?
Well, not just the Me Too movement. What we're talking about is the situation that recently happened with Boosie, plus also with what we were discussing last week, where we discussed how men need to get their stuff straightened. You see, females, they straighten themselves out. They make sure secure certain things. You understand? Like men, we don't do the same thing. Because most household, you hand it over to the wife, the paychecks, to this, to that, right? So she's
okay.
You understand? So we're going. That's the avenue we're going.
I got you.
Okay.
Well, you already know my opinion. Y'all already know me. I just feel like we care too much about women's feelings, and we don't put too much standards. I mean, our standards don't matter. That's the problem. When a man has standards and principles, they call it insecure. But it's not insecure. I'm very secure with the fuck I'm doing.
Right.
And I'm gonna have standards so you don't ruin me or this future in this relationship. You know, you're not gonna ruin me or whatever thing else that I have. Right. And I just feel like men, we lost that. Where we need to start caring about what the hell women think and what they're talking about. If you have standards, you stick with your standards. If she can't deal with it, you get rid of her ass. Right. That's just how it is. Because a woman, she has standards. They want to 6 feet tall. They want to do who make more money than them. Right. And if you don't appeal to that, they get rid of you. Yeah. We need to have the same thing. I don't want to mess with no 304. If you want to take girl trips with your single friends, you need to get rid of you. Right. That is what it is. We need to start having standards, dude, and stop falling back, man. This is with me. I'm in an era where I'm in a time where it just needs to stop. I'm in a time where I don't care what women talking about. I'm going to tell them how it is, dude. Men need to have standards. And we don't have standards.
I think
we're gonna fall.
As time went on, I think what really happened. Let me go back a little bit, and I'm gonna say when public assistance started ramping up a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like the public assistance situation kind of was like the domino effect downfall situation for the father not being in the household.
Single mother support.
As the years went on, found that, and it's even worse now. Because even back then, you still had some more masculine situation going on in the house. So even if a person wasn't present, if he came around the corner, you knew, okay, let me chill out. You know what I'm saying? You still had something.
Well, you know what, John? Let me add something to that. If all of y'all know that you on the panel, I want you to Google this one day and look at it. If you go back and look at it, after the 1970s, marriage rate declined. Divorce rate went up.
Incline, yeah.
Women started to become more independent after the 1970s. They fought for the feminism thing, and took off. The feminism was supposed to be in what? Equality. But now, where's that now? It's all about being better than a man. Since the 1970s, everything went downhill, dude. A man ain't a man no more in the household.
That's when we lost our value.
It ain't. We lost it
badly.
And I'm at a time where we need to get it back, dude. It is terrible. Y'all see what's going on. It's the same thing with Boosie's son. That's a shame. He's 17 years old. I'm not, and he got a so-called roommate, a girl pregnant, and it's not even his child.
Right.
And like, or she so-called stole or borrowed a child and said it was his. Like, women now are at a stage where they don't, when it comes to fame and getting clout, they would do anything to get it. Just like a man, would do anything to get sex.
Right.
He would go to the end of the world to get sex. Yeah. A woman would go to the end of the world to get clout, to be with a man got clout beside it. You see what they're doing.
But let me ask everyone something. All right, and I'm gonna go through it with everyone because everyone, the age difference is all over for everyone. All right, so like, what?
What you mean?
Everyone's not on the same era. You know what I'm saying? Like me and Sir, we in the best era. We was in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you mean
we 70s babies. but listen, hold up, chill. Let me explain it. We 70s babies, but we was in the 90s in the streets. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
So us 80s babies.
Yeah, 80s babies. Y'all on the cusp. On
2000. That's what you trying to say.
You know what I'm saying? You remember when that X? Yeah. 2000 was the last of the earth, and y'all for that generation. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Hey, that got started in the 60s. That nonsense got started in the 60s.
But sir, let me ask you a question. So, like for us, and then I'm gonna go to the next age group that's behind us. For us, coming up,
that's everybody else.
Do you remember it being so grimy?
I think it's always been grimy. Everything I say, I kind of give you a personal experience, to the point where it's a woman will take it as far as when it comes to going to court and dealing with child support. A woman will take it as far as to go live in a shelter when she don't have to. Go live in a shelter and then come to court and say, well, he left me and I had to take my kids to live in a shelter just so the courts can have remorse for her. That's how bad it is. Now, to me, I think it's all a mindset thing, because a lot of the younger generation nowadays, I think they're between their parents, which is what they're being taught as a young kid, before they leave their, before they leave their household, right?
Right.
Up until they hit high school, they start learning things between their friends and everybody out in the streets, right? I think the mindset is, okay, this is how we have to move forward when it comes to a boyfriend, a husband, how I need to treat him. If he try to screw me over, this is how I got to get back at him. So I think it all stems from once they, probably right before they leave your household, turn teenagers, 13 through probably, when they probably hit college. They get that mindset. If that mindset ain't start at home, like listen, you have to learn how to date, learn how to love yourself before you can love somebody else. Don't do this to, you know, don't matter what a man do to you, don't do this and don't do that. If you don't teach them that from a young age, once they get to teenage years and hitting high school and college, they've been taught by their friends and everybody else out in the streets, this is how I'm supposed to treat a man, and this is how I'm supposed to, if a man do me wrong, I'm gonna key his car, I'm gonna flatten his tire, I'm gonna take him to court, I'm gonna this, I'm gonna that. I'm telling you, that's how it is. Because I've heard it so many times from a lot of females, you know, talking about how to get back at a man.
Get back. Yep.
It's all about getting back at him. Why can't it just be, you know, I can talk to him? There's a handful of females that I've heard that can speak to you as a grown person and say, okay, let's come to a compromise, you know, when it comes to the kids, and not let me try to get back at you, because you need to be in the kids' lives.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just, you know, my take and my personal experience.
Plus, I'm gonna go to you. You know, you're from the Pasa crew. so you being in the clubs and everything. Tell me what is it like nowadays in that world? Because you know, it's mind-boggling. Me,
I'm not gonna lie, it's a crazy world. It's a crazy world. It's like what you were saying about like the generations.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that the 80s, we kind of are the ones that, like you said, make that little shift, shift in the culture.
Right.
And you can see why. We were the ones raised that either got to choose, like, we're the last era that had real parents and then had together, right? Like, we the last ones that sat down and was like, oh, this is what both sides actually look like.
The 30-year-old grandmothers.
Yeah. Now that is like, and it's weird that now it's like common. Like certain things you would look at and be like, back then, like never ever would ever imagine is common. Like you said, 30-year-old grandmothers. I go out and party with people who party with their grandmother.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And I couldn't fathom it because I couldn't see my mother doing it. But I can see them, and I can just imagine further down the line. It's like,
we going to the club.
So let me ask you now, as a younger person now, and with everything that's going on, do you see yourself getting married? I mean, once you now listen what I'm saying now. We're not talking about the love spectrum. We're not talking about what was fed to us as far as the white picket fence, the dog, the caravan, and all this other. We're talking about reality now. After you evaluate and you see everything that's been happening, and you've seen everyone from Dr. Dre to, you know, boo boo hoo hoo down the block. Do you see yourself getting married in the future?
It wouldn't be nobody. I wouldn't. It couldn't be no one that I don't know from the past. Like that's the only thing. Like these new age people, you don't even know how they think. Like how you said, we come from an era where there was a structure to a marriage. Like there was a standard. Right. Nowadays, you don't know what that person's standard is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that person's standard could be Bentleys and diamonds every day. Like. And that's their standard that they were raised on now, because now it's easy to do that.
Yep. It's $300 a day.
I see 18, 17-year-old kids with $1 million condos now. Yep. And they could go get married to someone that has no standard.
That's it.
Who cares about nothing. And to them, they'll be happily married. And to me, I don't even need $1 million. I just want someone that's gonna listen.
It's a food. Some food.
And chilling and just be able to say, when I come home, good. All right, that's a standard.
And that's it. Just some quiet and peace. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let me ask Black IT now, because he's from y'all in the same little era. So now, do you find yourself You know, because here's the number one thing I'll hear from females also. Well, you chose that individual. You knew what you try to explain to them. Do you understand something? And I remember Black, we was discussing it. It was mainly you that we was going in on it. I said, we can see who can do the tennis match going back and forth. The thing with it is that, again, when you meet an individual, they say, what, about 3 months? They say 3 months you should be able to kind of know no longer. That's out the window. You understand me? Because a lot of people nowadays, they know how to mask the situation. They know how to control their emotions. They know how to deal with certain things. They know what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I mean, especially if they're manipulated, they're going to know earlier than you. And then they'll build their whole image around what you expect.
That's the thing.
Representative.
So now, with that now, how do you go into this thing and not always be looking like, yo, you know, like Charlie Murphy in the Dave Chappelle skit, you know, in the real world with his eyes
in the corner of the room.
Looking at the white chick, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you still gonna have to have your guard up no matter what, because the one thing that you're afraid of is pissing that individual off. And you didn't have all your paperwork in order.
Nah, it was wasting your time. But the thing is,
tonight's show is about educating the men tonight. It's not disrespecting any females. It's just for the men at this point, for us. We now in this man cave situation have to start powwowing with each other and making sure that we make certain things ironclad for ourselves moving forward. It makes no sense for me to go through what I went through and not educate the man next to me so he can avoid going through the same thing on me and Shook. You know what I'm saying? It would make no sense. It'd be a selfish
act. It doesn't
act.
necessarily mean that he will go through the same
Right,
thing, but you're just giving him some breadcrumbs.
But it's like we said last week. You're not getting insurance on the car because you're planning to crash it. Get insurance on the car just in case.
of an accident, yeah.
Insurance on the car because the other people.
Just in case it crashes.
Hey, John.
Yo.
Let me say something right there.
Yeah.
Let me say something. With the comment right there, it say we still have good women and good soul marriage is still on the table.
We do.
Marriage. Hold on. Let me say something about it. Listen. Modern time, marriage is off the table, dude. It is not. I'll say it again. It is not a good idea for a man to get married these days. It is not. Until they start changing laws in the courthouse, if you're going to get married, you should get married with a private contract, not through the government.
Say it one more time.
When you get the government involved, okay, let me say it one more time.
Say it one more time.
If a man plans on getting married, you want to get married with a private contract, not through the government. The government will destroy you if you involve the government in your marriage. This is not the 70s, the 60s, the 50s, and 40s no more. The times are over. Women now, when they get 18, they experience the opposite gender way faster than what men do. There's one, between the ages of 18 and 30, 1 in 4 men are virgins. Okay? A 20-year-old woman will have way more body than a 19-year-old boy. That is a problem. We're losing that also. And I'm not saying that, men need to just, fuck everything on the sidewalk.
Right.
But what I'm saying is men need to start learning the game at a younger age, which means fathers need to start talking to the sons. And also, like what General was saying, what the General was saying, the guy named General.
Right.
I kind of agree with something he was saying. Fathers are not in the household no more.
Right.
So when you have a daughter without a father, the father is not teaching the daughter how the world works, how men work. I know how it is. I have a daughter,
right,
and I teach her the game. She knows the game. So, with that being said, when she get out here, she will know how these men work. Now it's up to her to take the advice and apply how she wants.
Right.
I'm not saying she don't listen to everything I told her. She still has to have to go through experience.
Mm-hmm.
And single mothers now, well, since we have single mothers more than ever before, they raise most degenerates in the modern times now.
Right.
A lot of criminals, a lot of school shooters, and everything else are raised by single mothers. Now, you might have a good percentage that's not turned out to be criminals, but with the father missing, it's creating criminals and more degenerates now, without the fathers being in the household. And like I always say, one more thing: good fathers keep girls off stripper poles, and good fathers keep boys out of jail.
Facts. Facts. And see, that's the one thing. See, all right, even on a platform like this, I would hope for more men to get involved, get chimed in. But I'm telling you something, it's crazy in the world that we live in. If I had some ratchet situation going on tonight or doing something that's just retarded, it'd be flooded right now.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Be flooded. Anytime you trying to educate your people and bring them up to speed on things. Now, mind you, tonight's platform is basically, we're not here to down females, because we all have mothers, sisters, daughters. It's not that. But we also, it's like someone said to me before about the treatment from your ex-wife and different things. And I said, and they said, that's your son's mom. I said, well, I'm my son's dad. You understand what I'm saying? It's like almost like you don't exist. Everything is always about, but that's your son's mom. Okay, well, I'm my son's dad. You get what I'm saying? I'm somebody. End of the day, when do I count? When do you count? When do you count? Because we're the good fathers that are still here, sticking it through, no matter what, no matter how many times they beat us down, lie on us, say all sorts of wicked things. We're still here. We never folded. We could have easily departed from our kids' life. Plus, I seen you, your son is there all the time. That's your right-hand man. My son's my right-hand man. Big Sir, I know you've always been there for your kids. You know what I'm saying? You're there. I hear you all the time. And I don't even need to hear you. I'm there every time. You understand what I'm saying? So when do we get the Christmas gifts? You understand what I'm saying? I don't need no more socks. You know what I'm saying? More good gifts. And that's the thing with it. Platforms like this is more for us as men to gather together and to start to put an end to some of these. Like how the people have the Me Too's. I need me too. Maybe we should do that. Yeah, me too. Hey, Blacks.
Now, you're right, Joe. We need to have a revelation.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing with it is that we just fold. And
just put an N after it, man. Men too. They got me too. Put men too.
Going back to the thing that we discussed, the problem with it now is that, again, we learned from the generations before. The problem with it has changed. Prior to us, we came home, you would see your mother and father, and as a family unit, we're striving to move up the ladder like the Jeffersons. We used to watch a lot of black programs like Good Times and Jeffersons. It's family. No matter what, you had Good Times that had the reference parts of Chicago, but that family stuck together all the way through. And then you had the Jeffersons, the one that made it. Moved on up to the east side. You know what I'm saying? The problem with it now is that you're sitting here, you have one notion in your head that you're building something with somebody, and the other person is rubbing their hands saying, yo, I'm about to break off. You know what I'm saying? And that's
level over.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part of it, because I had a discussion with a friend of mine out in LA last week, and I explained to her, I said, listen, I think one of the main problem that we had, and I don't know, I won't speak for everyone, but I pretty much know everyone that's on the platform. we never grew up in a dysfunctional situation, meaning that we had parents that taught us to be criminals. They never taught us to be wicked to other people. They never taught us to not care or be empathetic to other people's feelings. So because of that, we wear our hearts on our sleeves. That sometimes could be a disadvantage to us. You understand what I'm saying? Because we go in things hoping, thinking, and looking for the better in another individual, and not realizing that things have changed. And whether it's been in the 70s, the 80s, 90s, or now, the unfortunate part of it, we don't have a crystal ball at the end of the day to see that far ahead, to know that what you're planning may not be what the next person is planning. And that's the only reason why I'm saying to men at this point, if you do look to move forward and get married again, like T said, do your research, because females are doing their research. They're educating themselves. Too many of us are out here just slinging and winging it and just, yo, son. No, start reading books. Start getting educated. Start understanding the laws in the states that you live in. A female will punch you in your face and tell you, go ahead, call the cops. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen it. Facts. I've seen it. I know it personally. I know it. Go ahead, call the cops.
Yep.
Well, remember there's something I said before when we were all chatting, that the fact that the game has been switched over. All right, there's a lot of women that they carry that historical feeling on their shoulders. You get me? I'm saying, in resentment towards men, and then you have a lot of them are jealous at the power they claim we have. You know what I'm saying, as men. So what's happened is you have a lot of women where they pretty much want that. They want that image. They want that presence. They want that ground. You get what I'm saying? So now what's been going on is they've been breeding the weaker mentality or the emotional men. They've breeded the emotional men that is subservient to women. All right. This has been a long game that's been going on, because these individuals that you see, they're being bred by broken women that want the power. So now what they do is, what do you always see them doing? That same specific broken women. They raise the son like he's their man. You get what I'm saying? So now that son grows up looking to that broken woman as his mom or his wife. Right. Because most men marry someone similar to they, you know what I mean? So now what ends up happening, that young man grows up to be that broken emotional man, just like his mom's. Now, a woman with their head on their shoulder, or whatever the case is, or a woman that knows the game, she can take advantage of him real quick because she raised that man. You get what I'm saying? Might not be her son, but she raised that dude because she knows his condition. So she can control him real quick. This is a game that's being played, and a lot of people don't realize. That's why if you see a shorty that's out and she's extra toxic, all on social media and all of that, leave her in the bushes. All right? don't even approach. If it ain't on some business or entertainment, leave her alone. Do not build grounds on that sand. You get what I'm saying? Because it would not work.
Well, you know what, Black? I'm sorry to cut you off, but you know what? I advise men, this is me, and when niggas come at me, I don't care, they always do. I advise men, don't listen to women on dating advice. Because you can't ask a fish how to fish. You ask the fisherman. You understand what I'm saying? And I know some people say, oh, you ask a woman how to get a woman. No, you don't. Because she's going to tell you the things that makes you sexually unattractive to women. And like you were saying, Black, women are raising their sons to be the man that they don't want. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of raising them to be the man that they would want. You know, the mother would want. Right. So, yeah, they raising them, you know, they always, you know, being soft on the sons and all that stuff. That's why I was saying we need the fathers in the household to show the discipline. To show the discipline, your father in the household will knock you across your head and tell you, hey, bro, tighten up. What you doing? The mom ain't gonna do that. So, I don't know, chivalry is dead. Women killed that shit. And I just feel like women have to earn. Women have to earn your right to do chivalry toward them, to be a gentleman toward them. Now. That's the way I feel. That's the way I tell men the world. But
hey T, give me T. I'm gonna hit you back. I got one more person. I just want to get a something from that person before we close out. I just want to see something. So good looking again, family. T from Tough Talk.
Yep.
Yo.
All right. So I'm gonna just randomly pick somebody, right? Are we just gonna find out from the individual if you got divorced, but knowing what you know today, you go back in? Let me just randomly pick somebody. Hold up. Let me see who I got here. Hold on. Let me see who I can get here. I'm gonna pick somebody.
Money back you.
Oh, yeah, I should pick Q, right?
Money back Q.
Like any girl.
I pay for it.
All right, I got somebody. Hold on. Let me see what the deal is. All right. Phone up.
Get out my pocket, dog. Hold on.
Let me see something. See if he picks up.
If they go to the voicemail, he watching.
Can't duck it.
Hell no.
Can't duck it, homie. Hold up. Yo, fam, what up? Live at the barbershop. You live on the air. No government.
Yo, what's good?
No government. So listen here. This is the Man Cave edition, right? So I wanted to call you earlier, but it got so deep. We had to let everyone talk their piece out. So now I'm gonna bring you up to speed real quick, because we're getting ready to close out soon. I'm sorry that I'm hitting you up on the tail end of everything, but still, you matter. So here it is. Oh yeah, you part of that Me Too movement. Okay. So here's the deal. Oh, listen to him. So now, hold up. We just had Moneybag Q ask what if she had a fatty and she was still toxic. We'll let
That's how you get on child support. That's how you ended up there in the first place.
You gotta go to BBD concept.
Listen, he ain't even listened to one advice I just said.
You see what I'm saying?
Man out here, he in the bushes looking for it.
That's the problem. So here's the deal.
Hold on, they throwing away chicks? Let me look at that real quick.
The discussion is tonight now is for men to educate themselves, to better secure themselves if you get married. Now, if you were married and you got divorced, knowing what you know now about the system, the individual you were attached to, and how it ended for you, would you go back into a marriage again? And
yeah, for sure. Okay.
And if you did, what would you do different?
All right, good question. Yeah, definitely would get married again. Just because I don't believe man should be alone, and
get a dog.
You know. Dog, you don't get so much with a dog.
No, I get you. I'll play with you. It's cool.
But yeah, I do believe I'll do it again. But I would do differently, really. From the marital point, you know, just be find someone that's a bit more compatible. I guess, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I was one of those cats that was doing the right thing, or at least you thought you was doing the right thing. You know, chick got pregnant, blah blah blah.
Right.
So you know, move forward with that, you know, that plan. But in the end, it didn't work out.
Right.
You know, that's what I would do differently in respect to that. Now, I saw the clip that you sent regarding divorce and, you know, support, etc.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my advice to everyone else is lawyer up. You know, I've known people, you know, that have tried to go at it alone, and you don't know the system, and the system's back to get you. So, yeah, it's expensive. The whether you got the money or not, you better find it. You know, because if you don't, you're gonna find yourself in a deeper hole.
That's fact.
So but I'll get married again. It's a good thing in the end.
It's good. It's good. All right. It's good to have hope, and I'm not against anyone doing it. What I've learned is that, and this is not for everyone. What I've learned is that, unfortunately, and I think Black and I, we discussed this numerous times, marriage is a business. Now,
it is.
The reason why I say that, it's like a merger. You understand what I'm saying? It's like you and this individual are coming together. You have certain things. This individual has certain things, right? Like most mergers. The only reason why they do decide to do a merger is because they see some form of capital. They see some form of a return on their investment, okay? And they see that you're moving in a progressive manner. That's why I say nowadays everything is a business, because the problem with it, just like most things, if you decide that, you know what, I changed my mind, I don't want to do this merger, you know what's going to happen? I'm going to sue you. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm not happy with your decision. You understand what I'm saying? So, and that's the thing where you try to tell people that I don't have nothing against the fairy tale situations. You know, all these females grew up with this. What is it again? Cinderella situation with
they want their Cinderella.
The wedding and the ring and all this thing. And that's the problem. A lot of them, they'll have the biggest wedding and go live in a box. You know what I'm saying? Literally on the sidewalk in a box. Just so that everyone can see that they had the wickedest thing out there, the biggest ring out there, and they ain't got no lights. You know what I'm saying? The thing that men have to understand is you're a part of this factor also. So don't put yourself in a hole just to try and please one individual. Together you are a unit. So that individual is going to have to compromise the same way you had to compromise something in order for the two of you to move in a progressive manner.
Yeah, for sure. You got to be like-minded. If it ain't, it's a bad start to get to.
And I think in the beginning, a lot of men bypass that just to make sure that the female is happy and to make sure that one day goes off without a hitch, right? You know, he's always sweating because he's knowing that every one of his paychecks is gone. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day now, you got to remember the main factor. At the end, when all this is over, she's still gonna look and say, yo, you got that, right? And you're gonna be like, say what? That's the problem. And I think with a lot of men, they like we all had said on the panel earlier, we don't put ourselves on that pedestal the same way. Because we never were on the pedestal to begin with. You understand what I'm saying? The wedding never had nothing to do with us. It never really had nothing to do with us. You understand?
Yeah,
like, you can get a paper foil for a ring. You know what I'm saying? Or what them Cracker Jack things that they used to get in the little Cracker Jack things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you know who said it best though? I'm gonna cut you off, but you know who said it best? I seen the show with what her name, Ayana Van Sant, whatever her name is.
Right, yeah.
And I forgot who she had on the show, but she had a quote. She said something about she said a lot of women look forward to the fairy tale marriage,
right?
But they don't look forward to doing the work to keep the marriage together.
Facts.
That's all they look forward to. They look forward to the big wedding, but they don't look forward to doing the work to keep the marriage together. And I tell you right now, it's a
lot of work.
I see that, like with me in my instance, I had to approach my second marriage with the open mind.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like I had to put a lot of stuff on the table.
Mm.
Like this is what I left. This is what I used to go through, and I don't want to go through this again. You see what I'm saying? So, like with my wife now, I tell her everything that I like and what I don't like, what I went through, and I ain't planning on going through that no more.
Facts.
So that way she know, look, this is what pissed me off. This is what makes me happy. All I need for you to do is love me and appreciate what I'm helping you, what I'm doing for you, and that's all I need. I don't need you to do nothing else for me. You got your money, I got our money, we got our bills, but I don't need much of nothing. I'm gonna do what I do as a man. All I need you to do is pat me on the back sometimes, tell me you love me sometimes, and move on.
Support.
That's all I need. You see what I'm saying?
Support.
But yeah,
hey, I don't know if anyone noticed something, man. Before I close out, plus I know you know the lyrics to this. Chensia, she said in the one with her 21 Savage, right? There's a little piece in there. If you can remember the lyrics. I don't know if you can remember the lyrics. Right? She said,
her and 21
she said something about
this
your money is my money, right?
Yo, see, that's what I'm trying to say.
Right,
those are the new teachers of the young women nowadays, right? And you asked me a question about like being in clubs. Being in clubs, ask me if I'm ever gonna get married. No, never. Because like, and there's another thing I know is like you gotta listen to the songs or see the songs that they sing in the shower when they're around humming, the songs that people hum. Like it sounds funny, but a lot of these women really actually live their lives by those lyrics. It's like it lives in their head and they do it and they don't even notice it. Like they really live their lives by it.
Programming.
Yeah, and we do too. Like dudes, we do too. But
we all do.
They live by it. Like you said, they have their plans and their steps to get to where they want to go. You can look at their 10-year plan and it'll have this man in it, and then it'll have that man in it. You be like, oh, you gonna upgrade me? She's like, sure.
You know the funny thing before I close out? Hey, yo, I'm gonna close you off from the phone, but thanks a lot for the check-in, man. I appreciate your opinion, man. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks.
Cool.
It's all good.
I was gonna say something.
All right.
Jordan.
No.
No.
The funny thing about it, before we close out, I remember City Girls, what's her name?
Which one?
Young Miami, right? She just had well, not just, but she had a kid for Southside, right? And I remember at one point somebody made a comment, he was ready to talk about he gonna blow dude head and all this madness, right? And now she talking about she dealing with Diddy. Right? See, the thing when you try to tell dude sometime, pause out for a minute. Because you about to get your head rocked off. You understand what I'm saying? And she clearly has she clearly has agendas. You understand what I'm saying? She clearly has agendas. And she's gonna continue to keep moving up whichever way she make it happen. So the thing with it that you have to educate yourself on, brother, is to understand that you could see it for what it is when it's in front of you. And don't be like Moneybag Q, looking for the big button to smile. Okay? Because that will get you in a lot of problem. You need to find a person that has the soul. You need to find a person that has a soul, and then you can build off of that, because then comes friendship, then comes a union, then comes the other thing. The big button to smile, they know what they have, and it's a hook and bait. So don't fall for that. For every man out here, educate yourself. Understand the laws of the state that you're in. Understand that sometime by you just having an individual get a mail to your house is a death sentence.
Yo, a lot of shorties these days, like, or a lot of people don't understand that women always have a safety blanket, right? From since they're kids to adults, women are they know they're protected. They know that people put their lives on the line to protect them. They're raised in a more secured family. You know what I mean? If there's a family, brother, anything involved, they're raised in the mindset of saying that they get to dream of whatever they want to dream about. You get what I'm saying? They get to dream about the fantasy. They get to dream about the wedding. They get to dream about their future career. They get to dream about all of that as it becoming possible realities. Men, from since they're kids, They're just fed reality. You get what I'm saying? We're fed reality. We got to be a protector. Oh, we got to be this. We got to be a provider. We got to do this. We got to get a job. As soon as you're capable, you got a job. As soon as you're doing this, you're doing this. You're doing that. We got to do all of that stuff while going to school, while protecting the family, while doing all of this. And the women can stay in their household as long as possible, get a career, do this, do that. Moms will take care of the kid. Let a dude bring his kid to his mom and be like, Mom, can I take care of this while I go out and party? They go like, what kind of worthless? You know what I'm saying? But the daughter, she's living her life. She can do whatever, but she's living her life. You get what I'm saying? This is the reason why a lot of females look down on dudes, but they don't realize that the reason why dudes act like kids when they're older and established is because they're finally allowed to have their childhood.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Women want the adultship later on in their life because they had their childhood all their life. They're allowed to make their mistakes. They're allowed to enjoy their lives all throughout their life. So now later on, when they're done enjoying and having fun, now they want to be adults and settle down. You get what I'm saying? But a man has always been that. He just want a family where he could just enjoy life. You get what I'm saying? So the whole game, all of that stuff is being flipped on its head, man. I see the main issue is that we're not understanding ourselves as units anymore. It's like we're viewing each other as enemies. You get what I'm saying? Like it's a war zone and everybody's the enemy on each side. Women on one side, men on the other side. Not realizing that the individuals that caused all of this is the ones that's orchestrating both sides. You get what I'm saying?
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I want to put something together, and I'm putting it out there to everyone right now. I would definitely love to have a live at the barbershop men's conference / outing with all the good men and their kids, whether it be daughters or son, for us to get together as great minds and to start teaching these kids so that they can see it and emulate it, put it back in, so that when it's their turn now and they have kids, they can put the same energy back in. Because I think that's what's missing. A lot of us, one, as good men, we don't really talk to each other. Two, is that some of us are selfish. The ones that scathed it and they were safe, that's your problem. You know what I'm saying? That's your problem. And we can't keep that mindset. For everyone, I remember with Shook. I called him and I said, yo, I apologize. He said, for what? I said, because I remember when you was going through it. I really didn't know. I didn't know. You know what I mean? Him would talk and he would explain the frustrations for certain things, but I didn't know how detrimental it was. Because a lot of times, due to his background and the service he was in, you talk, but then you didn't get a long time to talk. So you would hear bits and pieces. You never know what it is until you're in that man's shoes. You understand what I'm saying? And I had to be a human being, first of all, then a man second, and call him and apologize to him for not being a better support system back then. You understand what I'm saying? A better support system. Because I'm going to tell you something, an individual that I know, a situation happened in New York not too long ago, and I'm not going to fill it in with too much details, but an individual was so mentally distraught and depressed from what the baby mother kept doing to him that he left work and jumped off a bridge. You understand what I'm saying? You understand a mindset for someone that is just overwhelmed so much that you'll leave work, drive over a bridge that you normally drive over to go home, decide to stop, come out your vehicle and just jump. And then the bad part about it, the female came to the funeral with no emotions. So the thing that I'm telling everyone now before I close out, please, If you need one of us as a support mechanism, we're here. I don't want anyone falling in that situation. God put us all here as a vessel to make sure to pick up the next man. That's what we were taught. That's what we were taught. When another one's down, put your hand out, bring them up. The problem with society nowadays is everyone's pulling out their phones before they put their hand out. For us, we can kind of try and revert this back to the way how we grew up. Put your hand out, support the next man, and bring them up. So if anyone out there need that support, don't do that. Don't give them the pleasure of knowing that they pushed you over the limit, because you're not here now to make sure your kids can still follow the righteous path. And that's what we need nowadays, because there's too many wicked people out here. So to close out, I'm letting everyone now know, please, all the men, educate yourself. Understand what's in front of you. This is not a game. This is a business at the end of the day. There is some form of love, and I'm not telling anyone out there that there's no one out there that can love you and will love you and do love you. But all I'm saying is educate yourself and be prepared, but get your stuff in order. If they truly love you, it should not be a problem to sign certain papers to make sure you're secure, because they would want it the same way. Thank you for joining us tonight at Live at the Barbershop. You can check us out on all the platforms. But before I go, I want to thank my man Big Shug. GA all day. Yo, GA. My man Plus all day. Family for life. Okay? Yo, I'm coming up there. Look, let y'all both
I was down there last week.
I'm coming up there, man. I ain't been up there
in 2 weeks.
Yo, I ain't been
right there.
I ain't
right
been up
next
there in a
to you
minute. I'm waiting on Spirits to drop their own prices.
You might as well go drive.
Black Republican, thank you for joining us. My man Madness, as always, man. Tough Talk Miami. Check them out. All day, my man. Without him, you know what? Without him, it wouldn't be possible. I ain't gonna lie. Black Guy holding down all day. And my man, the tech behind the scene all day. AA all day, okay? So listen. Join us on all the platforms as usual: YouTube, Facebook, Anchor, Amazon Music, Audible, Pocket Caster, Podcaster, Radio Public, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, and of course, iHeartRadio, my man. Yes, Live at the Barbershop. Another one. Thank you very much. God bless and good night.
Go out in the world and be somebody.